Hey guys, welcome back to Double the Hustle podcast. I'm Tori.
And I'm Anna.
And today we have on the power couple, Jamison and Electra.
Guys, today we're going to talk about everything from how he has successfully lost 110 pounds, how he has created a platform empowering people, over 500,000 followers across his social media platforms, and is moving his way through the space. Come watch with us and learn how you can start your journey on social media.
Don't forget to tune in every Tuesday at noon for a new episode, and make sure to subscribe, like, and comment. Okay, so where did it all start for you?
Started back in 2020
Okay.
when I started taking my weight loss like really serious, and I had lost a significant amount of weight, and I started growing on TikTok, and I got an account to like 30,000 followers, and I just kind of let it die. Like I started out with just like posting like those gym edits, like now when you look back at it, it's cringy, but it's just like the edits to music. And then as that continued to progress, like I had this passion for doing it, and I was like, I want to go back to like sharing my stuff, and I jumped into just doing like talking head style videos, like weight loss, what I did to lose weight, and trying to help people that way. And then I have a really close friend who's very deep in the social media game, and he was just like, listen, bro, like this is fun, but it's not fun by yourself. And I'll never forget that conversation, because from there, he was just like, dude, there's no big dudes in this fashion space.
Oh, yeah.
You need to take advantage of the fact that people are looking at you, and they're like, you look like them, or used to look like them, and you have an opportunity to put together outfits and like really do something with that, and it's gonna give you the platform to share your message. So once I really started doing that and hammering it, like I saw the impact that it was having. So I just rinse and repeat, stayed as consistent as possible. And it wasn't until like about a year in that it was like, all right, we went from 5,000 followers to like 10,000 and 15,000. And then I blew up from 15,000 to 400,000 or 380,000 in a matter of a month and a half.
Yeah. Oh, no way.
God.
And like it was like the real definition of like I blew up overnight. But it was
there was a moment in time where it was like week by week he was like, if not like doubling in followers, like it just hit a certain point, and then like it was like every day you would like wake up to another like 10K.
The craziest
Like,
thing,
it was crazy.
the craziest
like
thing
that.
I ever saw on my phone, and I saw it on my friend Justin's phone first, but like to see it on your own phone where it's like 100 likes, 100 comments, and 100 followers, like your top notification on Instagram is maxed out. I was like, okay, we're in the shit. We're here now. And it was something that like, it took 3.5 years of like, I mean, she would tell you I was up till 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. Like, how do you make content? How do you blow up on social media? But not just because I wanted like the notoriety or the fame or like whatever it was. It was like, I wanted to have a platform and a community and be able to push a message that I felt was positive. And now we are here. We're here like 2 years later, and I'm like, this has completely changed my life.
A lot of categories, you know, like between like having different skills, whether it's wanting to motivate people, being in the fitness space. He's good at cutting hair. He likes music, like fashion. Like there's all these different things. So like I think it took him a little bit to. You have to pick one to start. You know,
Yeah.
Like, you can't just kind of throw everything into the pot and then do all that. Like you have to pick one, make that work, and then you can more graciously implement the other things that you like to do. So like the moment that he really narrowed it down to like that fitness, and then started to get into the fashion space, like it got more organized and more direct. Like he found an audience.
I think that's true too. Even as we shoot our podcast, like Bryce will tell us all the time, like you have to like niche down and like find something, but it's hard to do that.
It really is.
I think that's probably the hardest thing. Like everybody wants to like do everything. Like you see somebody's content come across your feed and you're like, wow, that's really cool. I could do that.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, but it's like, no, like you can't do that. You know,
I
like
think what's cool about what you guys do is like you guys really just focus on people's journeys.
Yeah.
You know, and like opening the perspective. I think like
100%.
It's a niche, but it's a broad niche, which gives you a lot of room.
Yeah.
So like you guys are in a good position to still be able to have as many conversations about anything.
Yeah, I think that's key too, because the hardest thing for us at least is like getting people to come. You know, like it's or maybe not getting people to come, because you could get anybody to come, but getting people to come that have a story to tell and want to tell their story. Some people
can
the right
'Cause
way.
that's
get it
been like the
across.
past year of my life has really been like focusing hard on how to deliver it.
Yeah.
Because I've been so focused on like the vision, but like how do you communicate it?
Yeah.
Like and getting people to
hard.
really feel the gravity of the impact of your physical story and like your personal story and
Through a
have
screen,
it relate.
by you talking.
And like that's where we were talking about before, or you said that like you see so many things and you're like, oh, I could do that, or I could do this, or like I have to niche down. And it's like in this era of social media, I'm seeing at least that like you have to be like you are the niche.
Yeah.
There is no
There
niche.
is
Like
no-
people
that's
are
it,
bought
it's
into
you.
the person
The you,
and who they are. And like it's about approaching it kind of like FaceTime. Like I'm just having a
It's
conversation
true.
with one of the homies,
Yeah.
like Leo Skeppy. He does
Yes.
So fire,
flawlessly.
right?
Like
He's
it's
so awesome.
he's awesome, you know? He's just like I feel like anybody that's interested in making content, like you could really take a lot from Leo Skeppy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Whether it be YouTube, Instagram,
And
like
it's like-
whatever.
Not to say that it's not extravagant, but like it's literally like he's on a FaceTime talking to a million
his
people.
friends,
The
yeah.
simpler you can make it, the
Literally,
more
yeah.
reach
It's,
you, like,
yeah, that is funny.
Yeah,
because
he's fire.
there's like no editing behind.
No.
You know, there's
Yeah, and it's just
minimum.
him, like his voice, how he talks
yeah.
is.
He just does a
people
really
like
great
it.
job of just being
Getting his
himself
message across. Yeah,
unapologetically,
right,
like,
yeah.
And
And
it's
it's funny too.
it's
I mean,
hilarious.
you watch him and he just like makes you smile, like
Right.
no matter what. He's just
I've never
like, you know
scrolled
what?
past one. Whenever it
that,
pops up, I'm
okay?
just I'm like, whatever you're yapping about, I'm here for it.
Yeah,
today.
even
Like,
if
I'm
it
gonna
doesn't
listen to
resonate
it.
with me, I'm still listening to it because
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
He's like, I just bought this Hermes bracelet. Look
I
at
can't
this
even
one.
afford that, but okay, I'll watch. You know?
Yeah, I'm like, shit. Like, I'm here, bro.
Yeah.
I'm here.
He's like, I
That's
just bought my sister all this stuff. I'm like,
Yeah. He has an
Okay.
infectious
He's great.
personality.
yeah.
yeah.
It
I
is
love
really
that.
cool.
Absolutely.
I think it's cool for him to like share that over social media too, because it's hard to be yourself in front of the camera and portray that and not be like shy or as confident as you are in person. Like we were just talking about Zan. Like you can tell his energy over social media. And you
100%.
said even in person it's way better.
It's
like
way
it
better.
is so hard to capture that like by yourself just
Yeah.
with the camera.
It is. It is.
Absolutely.
It's difficult too because like I found myself in a space where I was like trying to play the role of myself rather than just being myself. You know what I mean? Like you feel like you have to show up as your best, or you feel like if you know one part is off, like everybody's gonna notice. But it's like, especially now because there's so much AI, like perfection, just going into it and being flawed is what makes things unique.
Puts
like
you
that.
ahead.
Makes,
Yeah.
puts you ahead. Even though it might feel like, you know, something might not get a lot of views because you're testing something out. Like that's the stuff that makes the most impact. Like I've had videos that do 4 million views and like it's all about one topic and everybody's commenting about one topic. But the videos that I just kind of slapped together that I really didn't put a lot of effort into and I'm just trying to like just going and
something out.
speaking and get something out in that moment, like those are the videos that like where those DMs come in or it's like really personal comments and like because people are connecting to you.
Yeah.
They're not connecting to like what you're portraying yourself to be as.
Yeah. The
So-
videos that like you put the most effort in, like,
Do
and
shit.
you're like
They, like,
so
flunk
They
excited.
do the worst.
You're like, this is gonna
being
do so
so
good.
technical about the caption and the editing, and you've watched it 15 times and you post it, and it's just like completely flops. But it like, I think everything that he just said is completely a part of the journey for everybody starting social media. Like you're gonna be fearful, doubtful. You're not gonna know how to talk in front of the camera. You're not gonna be yourself, and then like something kind of just clicks. Like when you can get that FaceTime
Yeah.
mentality and just kind of
Even
like
us
let go.
from the beginning of like starting a podcast, when we were doing it alone, it was like
It feels
it
like
took like, I'm not even kidding, like we sat
So
down and it took
proper,
like
like-
15 minutes to like say something through the microphone.
Yeah.
And now we're just like,
yeah, those are those moments that
hard.
nobody really like because you don't post those ones. Like
No,
you don't
yeah.
post that
I
moment
mean, they're
and a couple
there. If
of
you go
them.
back on YouTube, they are there.
Like you're really just kind of there, like, hi,
Yeah.
like what's going on, guys? And you're like, who am I even talking to? Who's
Right.
listening? And you just have to like, it's not about anybody else listening. It's like I like to look back at my content and I'm like, wow, this is such a journal of like
It is.
what
The
I've
process.
went through and what
Yeah.
I've built and how I've progressed. Like if you look at my old videos, there's so much dead space, and it's just like, get ready with me to go to the store. I'm wearing this shirt today.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, who watched that shit? Like, who's like actually like, yeah, he's my guy. You know, like,
Follow.
but you have to do that
no
in
way
order
around
to
it.
get
Yeah.
to the refinement of having like a good piece of content. And also, we're in an industry that it's like, that's ever changing. That's like showing up to work every day and your boss is just like, here's a completely different job title. Here's what your requirements are every day. And it's not as severe as every day, but it's like month by month, week by week, like the algorithm's constantly changing.
You have to adapt.
The world is changing. Impact from whatever happens in the world impacts the way people are watching content.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes they're just like, what you're doing
Especially
right now,
now,
I'm
I
over
mean,
it.
There's so much going on.
What's
so.
one thing that you would like tell yourself when you were just starting, like seeing everything you've gone through now? What's one thing you like would have done, or like maybe you stopped back then that you would have told yourself like keep going, or like something that you would tell yourself to do back then when you started that maybe you were nervous of that you know now?
I would say that I would tell myself, it took until this year for me to get a whiteboard and like write out like the vision and then everything that comes below that. Like, how do you get people to buy into the vision? Like, what is the ultimate purpose that I'm serving? So it's like, I've always been so deep on like, follow your vision, follow your vision, follow your vision. But didn't understand that like my vision was serving a pain point. So I would have got really clear on the pain point. And the pain point for me is confidence. Like, people watch my stuff to get better outfits so they feel confident. They watch my stuff to get their ass in the gym so they feel confident, or whatever portion of it. Skincare, we could just go down the list. Like that all ties into that key value of like serving a pain point and like remembering. And I feel like I've done a good job of remembering the entire time of like the role that I play. Like I never take that lightly, but I would remind myself in the beginning, it's like about who you're doing it for, not what you're doing it for, because all the stuff is going to come. Like the PR is going to come, the events are going to come, the trips are going to come, but it's about staying true to what your ultimate goal was in the beginning. And that was to serve people that were in a position of like-minded where I was at, and show them that it's possible. Like you don't have to be confined to where you are right now. You can continue to evolve and change your life. Like she'll tell you, like just losing weight was only like a smidgen of it. It was a full lifestyle like recomposition. So I would just tell myself like, trust this process because it's shaping you as a whole.
Literally snowballed into everything else.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
It's also, I mean, like what the camera doesn't see is like, you know, like as a human being, when you're in a position that's to motivate people and to change perspective and to put yourself out there constantly, like here I like don't have it all figured out. You know, like this is a day by day. This is our first time living on this planet. You know, and it's not that like what he's putting out there, what we put out on the internet isn't true or not what we believe in. But it's like there's also constant growth going on the other side and constant adapting and change. And, you know, it comes with a sense of pressure to want to make sure that you're always keeping it authentic. And
of course.
you're always like what you're putting out there is really what you stand by. Like I think that's like where a lot of people may go wrong out in the world. It's like they'll put something out there that maybe they don't.
This is a current opinion.
Like going, I was just going to say going with something that they think and then.
It's definitely important. But I mean, it's a lot. I mean, it's a lot to put yourself out there and to have those eyes on you. But it's also, it's a blessing at the end of the day. To like, you know,
what's the biggest thing that you've seen? Like him, you've been with him since the beginning.
Yeah. Since he had like
4
less
years.
followers than I did, and now and now we're here.
What's the biggest like change that you've seen in him, or something that you've learned from him, watching him like step into his confidence and like crush it from
I'm
where he
interested to know
maybe
the answer
wasn't
to this.
confident at all at once, and now he is, you know, as confident.
Yeah, I feel like in the beginning there wasn't a lot of clear direction, but it's still like a respectable thing to still like he threw himself into it regardless. And like the experience is what taught him. Like I don't think he ever had a clear understanding of what it was going to look like all at first, you know, what exactly was it going to be that took him off the ground, whether it was this category or this category. And he really just didn't quit at it. You know, like there were moments of like, I don't know what to do, or like he said that there was that gap where he kind of, you know, let it drop or whatever it was. But I feel like that's all a part of the journey. It's all like, that's exactly how it was supposed to go regardless. He's applied everything that he's learned along this way. He's been coachable to the people that he's met in his life. He puts his self out there. I think as, someone who's very close to me in my life, one thing that I admire is his ability to go out there and shake hands and not be afraid to introduce himself and to put himself in a situation, whether it's uncomfortable or he's just being kind. He'll open the door for whoever it is, or just compliment somebody's shirt.
You don't know who that person is.
You never know, and I think that's someone, what I look for in a person is, I like to say, like, I want someone in my life that's like a shark, who's going to go out there, who's going to put themselves out there, make moves, and come home with a connection, and, whatever they did, make a difference. Because that's how we move forward or anywhere in this life.
I agree with that.
That's
by
the domino
making
effect. You gotta connect them.
You have to put yourself out there. You have to take the chance of complimenting somebody's hat, and you have no idea what that conversation will lead into. So I think he's just really stepped into who he's become throughout this journey, and really embodied like someone who isn't afraid to talk and isn't afraid to uplift or put themselves out there or express themselves. I mean, I could probably go on. We'd probably use up the entire, but the adaptiveness is definitely
totally.
what
People
has
need
been.
that. Definitely. Our world now, I mean, everyone's down.
Yeah. I think that's fire, but also how cool is it to you to have somebody, because to do this is crazy, to make this a whole business. So you need somebody next to you who can sit not in the light but still support you.
100%.
And how it's obviously it's not perfect, nobody's relationship is perfect. What you see online, it's not everything that you go through, but how important is it to have somebody next to you, and how much has she supported you and pushed you even when you didn't want to do it?
It means everything to me. It really does. And like, I talk to her about it a lot because, we've had our ups and downs as everybody does. And there's just there's no more valuable thing that I could think for myself to not have to worry of, like, is somebody with me because of what I've built? Like, she's been with me when I had nothing. She's been with me when I was in that trench of just like, what am I going to do? What am I going to figure it out? And she just like supported my hustle. And like she said, like, I've done everything under the sun. Like, I feel like I've worked like 40 careers and just like tried so many different things.
That's what you have to do, though.
And that's like that go-getter mentality. And she has that go-getter mentality. She's a boss. She's a boss girly, and she always gets after it. She's always been that way, and she keeps me sharp. Like, I know that no matter what, she's always going to be getting her stuff done. And that's like a huge motivation to me, to know that like I have a teammate that is working on themselves every single day just as much as I am. And like, we share the responsibility at times of like, all right, what you're doing right now is really hard. And I know it's really hard, but I know you got it.
We got to check each other sometimes.
We check each other a lot. And like,
that human balance.
I have like, I'm going to throw it back real quick. I've talked about this before, but like, I had a friend ask me this, and it was like just before we started dating a while ago. And shout out Big C. Big C said to me, would you rather have a girl before you blow up, and like she was with you through everything, and like you guys come up together and you get to give her the world, or would you want to glow up, have your whole thing blow up, and then get somebody from the top? And I was always 100%, I would want to have somebody with me that was in the trenches, knows why this is so important, because like you guys said, like from the outside, like people just see what I post.
Exactly.
And like there's people that see like I have the media agency and me and Justin run that, and they think like, oh, you just bought a purple Lambo, oh, you just bought that. Like, they take things off of speculation and think that life is
great,
that, and it's like,
just like amazing.
She's there when it's like, hey babe, like we're gonna eat in tonight, because like things are a little crazy, and like, she's just always been that supportive person. She keeps me grounded. She also checks me like a lot, because I feel that from this side, like she knows how important it is for the man that I'm meant to be a good leader, to be emotionally sound, to continue to stick on top of my hustle, whether it be in the gym or content or just business, and then also be like emotionally available in a way where like I can come to things like as a softie. Like, I'm this big dude, and I'm a Pisces, so I got a lot of emotions. So like things get messy sometimes, but like she really gives me like that check and like that kick in the ass where it's like, listen, you could be all this and do all that, but like you still got to show up for this. Like you still have to like, be the best person that you could be for the relationship and for this friend, or She's provided a lot of guidance.
Yeah, it's a lot to juggle. Yeah,
It is.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and that's where like we have to find a way to give each other grace. Like we both live very chaotic lives that have, you know, things going on in every which corner you look at. And like as human beings who we're in our 20s, you know,
Yeah.
this is our first time out here, like as it is anybody else, right?
And she's older than me, by the way.
So not by much, but yeah, like there's just always so much going on. And like, you know, to someone who may not have all those things going on, it's a little bit different to like relate to the day to day. Like we have to understand that it's not only our first time living this life, but we have 1,000,001 things going on in each of our lives individually. You know, so we have to find a way to not only like respect that for each other and their differences, but you know, like what it is that is taking from us energetically.
Yeah.
So like then when we do come together, it's like we may not have 100% to give at that point.
of course.
You know, and
We talked about this the other day. Like,
Yeah.
we get together, like our relationship is like, I feel like it's been in this phase lately where it's like she's running around, she's going 1,000,000 miles a minute, always got something going on, somebody calling her, you got to check that. Me too, like I'm always all over the place. And then it's like when we finally get together, it's like, dude, I just want to go to sleep. Like let's just like nap together. Like I don't even want to go nowhere. Like we'll go get food, but like but we, you know, it's just like one thing I'll say also, she's been so like accommodating of how sporadic and how what's the word I'm looking for? Like impromptu my life is. Like I will get a phone call
And go.
you need to go to Wyoming.
Yeah.
Wyoming. Hey babe, I'm going to Wyoming. Okay.
People
I'll
can't
see
do
you.
that.
Like,
A lot of people can't do that.
yeah, like it's not, and like that's another thing I really respect about you as a person is that like you've allowed me that space to be like, if I'm going to do something, it's an opportunity, it's going to help us in the future, it's going to put the name out there, whatever this specific thing is, it's like, I just try my best to keep her updated about like, hey, if I'm telling you right now, it's because I just found out 5 minutes ago. Like, you know, there's never been like a, why didn't you tell me this sooner? And I'm like, I didn't know sooner. Like, I had no idea.
we're both clear on
hard.
the vision though.
Yeah. But like you guys are both in the same space, so like
Essentially,
yeah.
I think what's really important is you have to be like, I always like heard this, like you have to be like okay as an individual to like come together and also be okay like in your relationship. If you have a partner that is not okay with themselves, doesn't have a vision, like it's never going to come together and work.
Oh my
if
goodness.
somebody
That's where
doesn't
we
want
were
to
in the
change,
beginning,
you
yeah.
can't change them.
That is
So
That's deep. That's taking this in a deep route, but
and
I'm cool
I
with
think
it.
that
Like,
it's really true, and I feel like you don't see it until you like you feel it or you go through it. But if you are building and you don't have somebody, it can completely tear you down.
absolutely
What you've built up for the last, 5
However long,
years.
yeah.
you know?
alignment is everything. I mean, choosing, whether it's your partners, your friends. I mean,
Anybody.
I like to say, you could be my parent. Like if you are, detrimental to
Yes.
You're
my
gonna be
lifestyle,
around a
you
lot.
gotta go,
literally.
even if it's temporarily. Like we're gonna need some separation there. But I mean, we started, in all transparency, we started dating before we were even legal to drink,
Right.
so we were not only trying to figure out a relationship, but we're figuring out ourselves.
Yeah.
So it's like we had to see, some ugly sides of what it looks like to not have it all figured out individually and also try to have it work with one another. And it's like the lessons that came with that, depending on how you choose to look at it, depending on how you guys can work through that, what conversations you guys can have, like will change everything. That's either going to just not work entirely and it's going to be done, or you guys are going to have some very uncomfortable moments and you're going to walk away with some valuable lessons.
No, of course. Yeah, definitely.
You gotta, I think you have to look at everything as a lesson if you want to learn from it, essentially, learn from it and move on and grow. And the one thing that I hate is like regret or like feeling like you didn't, I should have done that. We were talking about it in the car just yesterday. We're driving and she's still going to school and I don't go to school. When we started college, we were recruited to row D1 at Temple University together. So we got on the team together and unfortunately our sister passed away. So we had to come home.
Sorry for your loss.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And we came home and we didn't go back. And we were talking about this yesterday, and I'm like, do you regret like not going back?
Or like not pushing yourself.
Or not pushing yourself, or like not going back on the team? Because I always say the number one thing that I did that I'm so happy I did was be on a D1 team. To feel that and like just be responded to in that way as an athlete is like something that I feel like everybody should learn, like feel, you know, like the team's feeding you anything you want. You get all the clothes you want. You get literally,
You're respected.
It's like
like
having PR.
It's like that
It's like having
celebrity
PR.
treatment.
Yeah,
it really
really
is
They're
like a
sending
budding version
everything
of that.
to you.
Yeah.
And I was just like, do you like regret not going back? And she was like, no, because we wouldn't have met this person going back to
100%.
Philly. But at the same time, it's like,
what
you know,
What
like
could you
that,
have done
what
with
if,
that?
you know? So
Yeah.
I said, that's the only thing that I'm like, what if, you know, what if we went back and did another 3 years of rowing? Where would we be, you know?
Not here.
Not
Exactly.
here. We wouldn't have met.
So I think it's cool to like, and I never want to feel that regret. So I'm always like sitting here like thinking and trying to be intentional with what I
What
do
would 40,
because
50, 60-year-old me think in
Exactly.
this? Would I have wanted to do this, or would I have wished that I didn't do it?
exactly.
Yeah.
So
I
I
try to
always
use
move
that.
like with intention to be like, okay, you know, like, is this aligned with what you want to do, where you're going? Because if it's not, don't do it. If
Right.
it is, do it.
Self-auditing is definitely
Yeah.
so important.
Big on
by
the
the
self-audit.
day.
Yeah.
By the
It's
day.
hard too.
It is.
hard.
But if you can just like really just fall into the fact that like wherever you are is where you're supposed
supposed
to.
to
As
be.
corny as
In
it
that
is,
exact
right,
moment,
like
though,
like
it's
everyone
real.
everyone
It's
says that, but is
real.
it actually, you know, you have to really believe
Yeah.
that because
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like I don't believe like no, I don't have a bunch of like happy moments in my life. I have plenty, but I'm saying
Yeah.
like it's not all 100%
Exactly.
Of course.
amazing.
Sunshine
There's,
and rainbows.
there's things that, you know, maybe someone from an outside I would be like, fine, I wouldn't pick that moment, you know, but me, like I wouldn't change a single second of my life, no matter
Yeah.
if the worst day
don't
of my
think I
life,
would
whatever
either.
you want to
Yeah.
call it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm completely content with everything that has happened. And I think that really just comes from what I chose to do with those moments, because I could have been a victim to those moments.
exactly.
But like in the least narcissistic, cocky way, I like who I am.
yeah,
You
Yeah,
know?
no,
yeah,
like-
of course.
I
yeah.
feel the same. I feel
Yeah. You're confident with who you are. Yeah,
couldn't
exactly.
have said it better because I feel the same way, and I think that it's people aren't like that.
Yeah,
you
a
know,
lot of
people aren't 100% on themselves, and when you
Right.
get somebody like that, and when you find somebody like that, it's
'em.
like keep
Keep
you know
'em
keep
around
them
you.
in your circle because it will make you be the same way.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, like you want to be like that, you have to find people who are like that. And it's hard to find people that are like that, confident in themselves, walk around, you know.
Yeah.
Totally
Well, it
agree.
starts with cutting off the people in your life that aren't like that,
aren't
right?
like
And then embodying that. And
Yeah.
naturally, like it takes no work to find those people at that point. They just
They
they
attract.
find
Once you
you.
start
Conversation.
vibrating at that level of
Yeah.
like just that higher self,
Yep.
those people just find you.
Yeah.
And at the same time though, and you know, like more people are gonna come to you.
They try to
for
come back.
advice, or they're
Yeah.
gonna come back and be like, "Oh, what are you doing? Yo, how did you
How'd
do
you
that?
do that?
You saw me
You
do
watched.
it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
The
You watched
closer
me
You
do
could
it.
have stayed around.
to
You
your
could have stuck
destination.
around and get to
Around
that
and
level, you
find out.
know?
Yeah,
100%.
No, that's facts though.
I totally agree with
Yeah.
that.
In your 20s, it's definitely difficult to like get people in the mindset of like, you really, it doesn't matter how long you've been friends. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
how close they are to you, how many moments they like. I've lived, you know, long enough, not that long, but long enough to know like I've had plenty of amazing people in my life. But when it comes to the alignment, I'm very down to the science and the truth and the fact of the matter.
Yeah.
You can't change that.
That's it. It
So
is
it's like
what
if
it
you
is.
tell me that like if this person's around, if even if I'm in control of our relationship or I'm in control of how often I see them, like it still affects you. It
Oh,
still
yeah.
affects you, and you just have to like make that quote unquote sacrifice to have that lonely chapter.
Right.
Because the other side of it is something that you can't get otherwise. And then like once that chapter's over, you look back at the people that you valued so much, that you wanted to keep around so badly, and you see them in such a different light. And not to say that any of these people are bad people.
Yeah.
But like you have to prioritize
You're
where
just
you're
on a
looking
different
to
level.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the right moment for them.
It's about relatability as well. Like the people around you, like once you start to progress and you start to do better and you start to, you know, build something for yourself, like you have these different categories of like how people react. Like you have the people that are like, I could never be happier for you. Then you have the people that are like, oh, you think you're better than me? And then you have the people that are like, I want some of that. And then you have some of the people that's like, oh, I wouldn't do that for myself. And you're just like, you're just constantly like receiving like.
I'm going to ask the questioners a question if that's cool. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Have you guys experienced that like starting this and kind of taking a step outside of probably what most of your friends are doing? Like, have people made you feel uncomfortable? Has it been hard to maintain friendships, or has everyone just been supportive?
I don't think that. I just feel like, so our like relationship is like very different because we've always been like doing everything together. So like our friends are people that like we keep them close, but like they also like to party, go out, like any you know group of friends would do, right?
Yeah.
But like we're not always ones to do that. So like we've just Anna's just started like going out. I'm still in school, so like it's like very different. We've always felt like we're business minded, like always like different, if that makes like sense.
100%.
Like I don't.
You can confidently say that.
You can confidently
Not
say
different.
that. Say that one for the people.
I'm not sure like the word, but like we were always like business minded. We wanted to do that, but then like you have your 20-year-olds that are like fucking
Well, that's
around.
like general population.
So like when we were different, we didn't, you know.
You're like misunderstood in a
Like
sense.
I'll go
but for a
out
good
at the
reason.
end of my
exactly.
20s and fuck around when I have everything that I
You're
want.
comfortable with that.
You know,
Correct.
That's good.
Like that's
like
my thing.
video games too. Video games, going out to the club, like any of that
like
stuff.
I'll do that when I have
You
like
can
money,
tell.
you know. I don't know.
I worked in a club for 4 years doing security, so the perspective that I got to see of that environment really changed the way that I see it. And like I was never a big drinker as it was. Like I had my bout in high school, but like for the most part, you could double down on this one for me. Every Friday, Saturday night, even Sunday night, I'm in the gym, and I'm looking at that as a lap season. And you get those text messages for the first couple months, like, "Yo, where you at? I never see."
100%.
Lap season, and then you just stop getting
Eventually
those text
they start
messages.
to adapt to the fact
And
that
they
they're
just
different.
realize,
He's not
like,
coming out. We're not even gonna
No, I'm not even gonna ask him.
Thank you.
Then you get a little bit of FOMO too, because you're just like, like everybody's having fun.
Like, are we supposed to be doing that?
But I don't want to be there. So that's where like,
Yeah.
it's like that FOMO kind of goes away, and it's like that's cool and all, but I would rather work on this, know that I'm progressing. Like it never made sense to me to work your ass off all week to go drink something and then piss it out, spend all your money. Like even with video games, like I used to be a
100%.
gamer when I was younger. That really attested to me being a little bit bigger. And I just like, it just clicked for me one day. I was like, why are we sitting here hustling for this guy to be a 99 overall? And I get up and I'm in the same position. Like you're not progressing.
Nope.
So it's like those sacrifices that you're making where it's like, you could still be friends with those people, but also not allow them to impact what you got going on. Cause it's just, everybody's got a different time, you know?
It's no real shame to anybody who is doing that. I think it's more so like of maybe taking a moment, if you find yourself doing that often, to question yourself and like ask like, what is it that I want? And are the actions that I'm taking throughout my week and the things that I'm prioritizing actually going to contribute to that? If the answer is yes, have the greatest time of your life. You know, like have the best time ever. But like for anyone's best interest, if the answer is no,
I totally agree.
Definitely, you know, take a
Fix
step back.
that.
Like there's a video on my Instagram that I made where I was like very upfront. I was like, you know, you guys are like, what's the definition of insanity? It's like doing the same thing
over and over again.
over and over and expecting a different result. And a lot of these people, like they're happy in the moment when they're doing those things, but like when they go home, they're wondering, am I on the right path? What am I doing with my life? Am I going to do this? Am I going to do that? And like these people are very capable of all of that, but they have to just take the separation from
They like need that switch.
everybody is doing it. It's so hard. Like what you guys do, what we do individually, like we're going against what 99% of people are doing. And in your 20s, you can sit there and question, like you guys mentioned just before, like, should I be doing this?
Right.
Should I not be enjoying my 20s?
But
Or
you
whatever
view
it
yourself
is.
in the fact of knowing like you want something that like majority of other people really don't want. Like everybody wants it. Everybody wants to get a nice car in the house and this, but like, do they really want this and what it all comes with? And like, you guys want it. I want it. She wants it. And it's like that sacrifice. It doesn't even feel like a sacrifice to me.
This is my fun.
This is what I do for fun.
Literally,
I think it's I'm in this season of my life, like I went out
2 weekends ago, and like I don't drink, so I'm going out and I'm just like completely sober the whole night.
Worse.
Normally,
Like,
normally,
sober
like that's
Sunday.
what I always do, and I love going out to like see a DJ or like go to an EDM event, and sober I'm fine, but
Yeah.
I was in this group and I would go out with them and they would always look at me and be like you're judging me, like I'm drunk. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I just don't like to
That's
drink.
insecurity. Though.
I just don't like to drink. I'm not judging you. I'm just here to have a good time, you know? Like I just don't want to drink.
Well, that
They're
like
conscious
pisses
of
people
it's-
off
yeah.
because it's like her whole
Everybody
thing
does
is
it
mirrors.
when they're drunk. They're
Because you're
like
reflecting that in them, where
they're like, how can you have fun? How is this
Yeah,
fun
like-
to you sitting here sober? And I'm like, I now go out to meet people. Maybe I'll meet somebody in the club who wants to sell their house. I don't know, you know, maybe I'm gonna, you know, so I'll go out like once in a while and then I get home and I'm like, that was it for like,
Yeah, that's.
that's it.
I have a talk to the camera moment. I worked in the club for 4 years. I never made a business connection that made me any money. I've talked,
see?
and from the position of being somebody.
I'm gonna talk to the camera. I'm not going out anymore.
Because not
you
for
just solved
nothing.
my problem.
This is how your conversation's gonna go. He was like, "Oh, I sell houses. You could get rid of my house. Yeah. All right, let me get your number." Like, no, like it's just, and even if it's not that dramatic, it's more so just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it comes down to like what we were talking about before, like the frequency you're vibrating on. Like if you're on that frequency, I used to think like, all right, I'm getting paid to be here. Other people pay to be here. Like I'm doing better. But it was more so I was sacrificing my time,
Your time for
X amount of money to be still absorbing all of that and just be
The
in it.
negativity.
Like, the negativity, the
course.
late nights, the drama, like nothing good happens.
think
in
Just
the
and you're just
club.
watching like,
Oh, you have bird's eye view, the craziest shit in the world. Like,
Watching it sober is
and
a
this is like
different
Jersey
ball.
Shore club. And she was there with me thugging it out.
Yeah, like I would go to the
Sometimes
gym.
sober, sometimes not,
I
but
would
you saw
go
it.
to his job afterwards, and like that was one of my first times being in a setting like that, completely sober. I was like
She was
fresh
posting up with
21.
me, too, like-
I was freshly 21 years old, and like I was really sitting there like, whoa.
I was like, listen, babe,
These
we're gonna go to
people
the
look
club, but we're gonna like
ridiculous.
make sure everybody's good. We're gonna make sure everybody's
I
good.
just really want to preface though, like I think where people get it twisted is like some people might like have a chip on their shoulder when they hear a conversation like this because they like to do that, and they know that they're relating to what we're saying in ways that like they are the person that goes out, but
Yeah.
there's just different ideas of fun. I
Yeah,
think, and like
100%.
my idea now, like trust, like I like the whole the
Changes.
DJ and the EDM.
Yeah,
Of
of
course, I
course.
love to dance.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. But like I'm more of like now it just has to be more controlled.
And like
know,
an upscale vibe usually holds that controlled space a lot better.
Rather
Like,
go to like a
100%.
brewery or a winery or a
yeah,
jazz
like
club.
or like
or
a Hoboken
something
rooftop.
fun
like,
I've never
you
been
know.
to.
Yeah.
Rooftop. Yeah,
Yeah.
like something just more organized and whatever it is, rather than because like really at these bars, it's like the same people, the same outfits, the same music, the same
Low
music's
income
heavy on
mindset.
that.
I'm gonna be honest,
It
and it's
is.
like,
No, 100%.
and it's like, and I'm not,
Why do
I'm
you
not
think
gonna say the
everybody's there?
name of where I was at, but in this type of place, it's super generic. Like it's the same music every single weekend. It's the
Right.
same music you'll
DJ
hear at any
probably
place.
every weekend,
DJ,
yeah.
like and like love the DJ, but the point
Right.
being is that like you're just in that cycle. Like these people are in a repetitive.
they're going there
cycle,
to
and-
feel better about
and
themselves.
they're trying to, you know,
How do you
whatever
break
it
the
is.
cycle?
Yeah.
You break the cycle by just saying, I'm not going to do that anymore. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not, like, it was never a part of my identity.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you used to see me and be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to see Juice at the club because he's working there. But I just completely wanted none of that in my
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
life. And I was just like, I'm going to remove myself from it. Like, it's a non-negotiable. Like, I don't go out to the club. And
Yeah.
I was a tyrant when I was finding out the way that I was going to, like, do that because I pissed a lot of people off by them feeling like I was saying like I'm better than them.
Yeah.
Or like I'm
It's
too
hard
good
to
to
have this
come
kind of
out. And it's like,
conversation without making
that's why I
people
like
feel
that you
that
brought
way.
that
Right.
up. Because it is hard for people that are like in it. It's like, go have your fun, go
hard,
do your
yeah.
thing. Like I
Yeah.
know people who do go out in a different setting but are out a lot and
Yeah.
do very well or very successful. And
Yeah,
it works
some-
for them.
yeah,
Like
great.
different strokes,
Exactly.
different folks. But
Yeah.
like on this side over here, like we have chaotic lives. So like to go and put ourselves willingly in a place of just like unstructured
time being
chaos,
misused.
Time.
Right,
Time
yeah.
being misused.
misused,
Exactly.
like
Or then like you're out for the next day because you were drunk and like can't
Right.
do anything. Like
that's the other part of
next
it. It's
day,
like
yeah.
it takes a good 2-3 days for your body to fully recover from that. And like that was another thing with like
100%.
losing weight and being in the gym. It was just like does this serve my goal? Absolutely
Nope.
not.
Intention.
And it's like, you know, everybody has their thing, and like just us, that was never our thing, and like
Yeah.
for you guys, like it's not your thing.
I think
Yeah.
to go
It's
back
just
with
not-
what you asked, like how do you break that?
Yeah.
It's really like look at your friends. Like here's like I've had a talk with a few of my friends, and I kind of asked them the question, like if we removed the alcohol, if we removed the weed, how often would you see these people? You know, like how often would they ask you to hang out? What would they want to do with you? You know, when
100%.
a lot of people get asked that question, it makes them realize like, oh wow, like we probably wouldn't hang out that much, you know. And if you start finding friends that value, you know, taking a blanket out to the beach and painting on a canvas, or taking a walk, or going somewhere cool, I'd rather get drunk
We
and
like the
bowling.
boring shit.
Like do something.
Like what
yeah.
people think is
Have a
like,
conversation.
like,
know
yeah.
what to do,
But
though.
yeah, like
That's-
outside of the alcohol and outside of the weed, like, you know, find friends that you can genuinely just enjoy each other's
Company.
space. Like who's the friends that you have where they can just come
100%.
over and sit on their phone and you guys cannot
Right.
feel awkward or weird
Yeah.
or anything like that. I think that's like a really big factor into making those changes in your life. If you can find people that value different things, so you can start to value different things
Yeah.
and kind of just go from there. But
I agree.
yeah, it's
I
no
think it's-
shame to anybody.
Yeah,
no
Have your
shame.
fun.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
You
just
do
something
you,
to think
we do
on,
us.
something to chew on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is true. It's true because it's I know it's. I'll sit there and be like, I feel bad that like you guys don't. I don't know. Have like a purpose. Like you
Find
guys look
enjoyment in
lost.
simple
Yeah.
things. Like
you
I
got-
would 10 times over go on a walk, like a long walk before going to the club. Like that's way more fun to
Oh,
us.
yeah.
Like, and it's like I feel that. Like it's it's saddening, especially from
For our
this-
generation.
yeah, for our generation and from a security guard perspective of like just like watching like how they are moving.
Yeah.
And it's like that's my whole platform is like you have something that's in there. And it's like this is you avoiding what it
that.
takes to get there.
100%.
And then that's like those people, that same people that'll turn up and just be like, bro, I'm thinking about doing it. Like, how do I do that? Step number 1, get your ass out of the club.
Yeah.
Number 2, sell the PS5. Number 3, like, focus.
Yeah,
You need to be
False
intentional.
dopamine to like,
Yeah.
get excited about what
Exactly.
you want to do.
And you can throw scrolling in there too. Like, that's kind of like,
Yeah.
that's taking
Oh,
the conversation in a
no,
different
I
way.
agree.
Like,
Yeah.
because
I
we
see that.
contribute to it, but at the same time, it's like majority of what is on social media is brain rot right now. And it's like, I think you have 2 options. You either add to the positivity or you
You're a
add to the
producer,
negative.
you're a consumer.
Yeah.
really.
And that also, but like we keep people on the app. But so I would like to use my space at least, and you guys do too. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep you here
Putting-
for a positive
yeah,
reason.
yeah.
I'm gonna put
If
something
you're
into
looking,
your
you're
mind.
going to
like,
be inspired. Not
yeah, like whatever you watch, like you're not gonna walk away from this feeling drained. Like you're gonna walk away from this feeling inspired and motivated and like ready to go attack those things that like you want so badly. But it's just a matter of like getting it into people's heads that it's like you don't have to have it perfect. You don't have to even know what the fuck you're doing. Like,
Right.
I don't know if I can curse on here,
Yeah,
but
no,
it comes
of
out
course.
sometimes. But you just have to have like the will to get it done
Yeah.
and like
The will to fail.
the will
Yeah.
to fail.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
talked about that,
That
the
is
other day.
Try it.
strong.
We
Yeah.
both have failed so many times, so many more times. I'm sure you guys have too.
Yeah.
Than more times than people are ever even willing to start.
Right.
It's like I done tried this business and failed it. I tried this business and failed it. I tried to do this thing and failed it. And like
100%.
people don't really talk about on the back end of that. It's like, well, you're in the process of finding your thing and you fail at something else. People don't forget. Like they're
Yeah.
gonna come to you and be like, oh, what happened to that? And then you're like, well, I started doing that. Well, you know, and you just kind of
Yeah.
have to like be cool with that and know like, if you're giving me shit about that, like I did that and failed and still did this and am succeeding and like
I'm keep going.
I'm gonna keep it going. I'm gonna keep it going.
That's it.
you
I'm
know?
more so on the quiet side. Like people don't know what I'm doing until it's probably like being broadcast. I don't know why I'm like that. I just like
I feel like
good,
that's
though.
good.
It's a good contrast
Yeah,
because
it's
I'm
good.
very much so like I have an
Yeah.
idea and I'm like,
Let
so I'm about to go
everyone
do
know.
this. Like, and she's like, maybe you should like, I don't
the
know. but
only time
forces
that-
me to do it.
Yeah,
though.
like sometimes I'm like, maybe you should take that down. I'm like, maybe you should let
Yeah.
it, get the foundation going. Whatever.
No,
but
because
other
like
than that, like
the energy that people give might let it
100%.
So you don't know. Like,
100%.
Yeah.
Evil eye.
Fuck
The
this.
only
Yeah.
time that I will post about what I'm doing is if I genuinely want the accountability for myself. I'm like, if I post this, other people are watching. That means I have to follow
Like as a
through.
journey. Yeah.
Yeah,
To see
but,
back
like,
as a journal. Yeah.
I'm at this point in like the journey of entrepreneurship and like what we've just done is I seek failure. I get excited. If the light is green, I mean, if the light is red, I see green. You know, like I love difficult things because like the other side of that, like I've gone through enough difficult things and I have plenty of more difficult things to come, I'm sure. But like so far, the other side of that failure, the other side of that difficultness is like, you can't put a price on that.
Right.
Yeah, you can't get it without that. So now I'm like, I'm going to willingly do these difficult things. Yeah. So I can get to that other side because you can't get that without. Yeah, it's awesome to me. I love difficult things. I'm like, people think I'm crazy. I'm like, I love it.
No, you can't at all. I think running towards what you want, and like if you just see like just being able to wake up and like and not hesitate to do the uncomfortable. I think that's honestly like something that's like my goal throughout the day is to just like be as uncomfortable as you can.
Yeah.
You know, even though like it hurts and like it feels weird and like you don't want to do that, but when at the end of the day, like when you lay your head on the pillow and you know that you've done those uncomfortable things, like you could go to bed easier than like waking up with your mind racing because you didn't do what you were supposed to do yesterday because you didn't want to be uncomfortable.
A non-productive day is like the most stressful thing to do.
The person to get the most uncomfortable first wins. It's literally I tell my team that a lot.
Anything easy ain't worth having, and if it's worth having, it ain't gonna come easy. So it's like you have to really put that time and intention of knowing that this is going to be shitty. And I like that it's going to be shitty. Like, I almost think back sometimes.
We're
like,
all trying to get there. And who cares if it's shitty? And if it doesn't work out, you restart and you try again. That's it.
I think that's like what the pressure of a platform does too, is like sometimes I look back and I'm like, I wish there was nobody about to see this video so I could kind of just like do whatever I want and like not have the pressure of like what other people think about it. You know,
it's a different stress. Like being there, but not doing it.
Like you already
and the
got
stress
there.
of like, I don't want people to look at me like this. But now having the stress of the eyes are watching you now. You know they're watching you, but you want to perform better. Like that's a whole nother.
The point is
rebranding
that they're
of it.
watching you.
They're watching
At the end of the day, good or bad,
They're still there.
here they are. Hey y'all.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all.
Right here.
And that's the cool thing about it too, is like I have shifted my mindset from being like I'm always trying to improve on the back end. I'm always trying to figure out how to make better content, how to express myself better, represent myself better. And like with that comes the stress of, well, what if they don't like it?
Yeah.
What if I don't care?
Yeah.
Like, what if I like, like I kind of turn that off sometimes, and I've gotten to a really comfortable space where I'm like she got with me when I was like less confident in myself and my abilities and what I've done, but like I'm proud of myself for growing in the confidence of like, I don't care how somebody takes what I'm saying. I know the intention. I know like the value that my stuff is providing, and as long as I'm showing up and doing my best, like the judgment is.
I was trying to help his confidence. Meanwhile, the moment I started putting things out on Instagram, I was
saw
worse.
that shit.
I was worse
She
than
saw
him.
that shit.
I would watch my video over and over. I would send it to 5 different people. I'm like, what do you think about this? Should I
sent me
change this?
5 different
Like,
versions.
shut the sound off. It's
No,
like replaying in the car.
It was bad. I would post it and I would put my phone across the room. I'd be like, I don't want to look at it. I don't want to hear it ever again. If I hear someone playing my video,
I know.
You know what though? It is the best thing
facts.
in the world for you to start making content if you have any inkling that you want to do some form of public speaking. Because one of the best ways to become a better speaker is to listen to yourself speak. And with editing and making content, if you're making speaking content, you listen to hours and hours and hours and hours. And while it may seem mundane in the moment, I have found how much it has sharpened my speaking skills, my confidence, my ability to like, because in content, everything is speed. Like time is money. And you have 3.5 to like 4 seconds to get people's attention. So it teaches you really how to compile your message. I always say I'm trying to cram 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag. Like I'm just trying to like make it like, I'm trying to make it as concise as possible. So when you're editing and you're like, oh, I don't like when I say that, I should remove this. Like it helps you get rid of the
Not say it
ums
again.
and not say it again. Cause you're like, I don't want to listen to it while I'm editing it and they don't want to hear it. So it's like,
it's crazy. I do that for every podcast that we put out. I'll re-listen to.
it's
like
the best thing
in the
you can do.
car, wherever I am, I'll just listen to it when it comes out, so that the first couple I was like, oh, geez. stories. Like,
No, I even do that with the voice memos I send my friends. The moment I send it to them, I'm listening to it with them.
I'm like, I shouldn't have said it like that. I should have.
No, 'cause you know what though? It got to a point where I started to impress myself. I would like make that video. I would stop recording, and in my head I'd be like, that was garbage, and like that was so shitty. And then I would edit it and make it. And I would be sitting there with a smile on my face. I'm like, wait, that's not that bad.
yeah, I think let me do that again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gets to that point. Like anybody who wants to do it, like I'm not even at like a big point. Like it's just enjoyable. It's fun. You know, like
100%.
anybody should really just do it. If you're watching this, like seriously,
Post your video.
just do it.
Yeah,
I don't
just
care if you have an
post it.
iPhone
Send it.
10, like whatever it is, iPhone 6. Like
I just filmed a video on my
record yourself.
MacBook Air because my phone died. Like
Really?
you can film, I filmed like a cook with me, and it's probably the most unhinged video
We're
I've
gonna put
like
it out
made.
anyway.
Just put it out, like, because at the end of the day, like I said to begin with, like I was so focused on just trying to make good content that I lost the concept of it's just about sharing it. It's
Yeah,
social.
some people-
media.
I agree with
you
that.
You create media and share it, and it makes people social.
Yeah.
So like, as long as you're making something that, like you said before, is not something you're gonna look at from like a couple months to a couple years from now and be like, fuck, I wish I never said that. Then post that content, post the video. You don't need anything besides your phone and maybe a microphone and some good lighting, natural lighting, and that's good content.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that all of our stories are in the root of where you weren't confident and have become even a little bit confident. I think that story in between is what we should all be telling. I think if we all told that story between the not confident and the confident, we would all be like our true self.
100%.
Because that's like where you've grown, learned everything, become aligned with who you want to be. Like if you think back to me in like middle school being like so overweight and not confident to like where I am now.
Yeah, 100%.
I think that story is where you find your purpose and what you want to portray, like
Your
on
relatability.
people.
Yeah, 100%.
Like so many people don't talk about that. Like
Everybody would go viral, I think, if they told that story.
110%.
In the beginning with like the gym edits and stuff, like there was just a click of like, people don't really care what you did. Like they'll care once or twice, but like it's more about like, how did you do it? What did it take to do it? And like, what was it like to go through it that people really care about the most? And that's, I 100%
It's
agree.
a disservice not
sharing the vulnerability.
to share that. 100%.
It's almost like hiding stuff because Instagram is such a highlight reel.
facade.
It's a facade. And I feel like people are more unhinged on TikTok, but for Instagram, it's like your best features of like what you've done. But I think the content creators that I like connect with the most and I really enjoy, and even when I get the opportunity to meet them in person, like it's the people who just are raw themselves. They talk about, like Leo, he'll talk about, he's like, I'm having a bad day. Like whenever you're having a bad day,
That's it.
it's
Say it,
life.
yeah.
It's,
Loud
you
and
know,
proud.
say it loud and proud. Like, yo, I'm down bad right now. And the people who share that kind of story are the ones that like you want to root for.
Yeah.
That's how you build a brand. People wanna-
Relatability is massive.
relatability and vulnerability.
That's what people
I think that's
connect
another
to.
one too.
Yeah.
The most
I
like
totally agree with that.
But it kind of takes confidence in order to be vulnerable. Like you need
Exactly.
to
Right.
Got to
have
get
that.
there first.
You don't.
Yeah.
In a
You definitely
sense.
do, because I was definitely not at that point to like start sharing stuff.
Like when you're
before.
down bad, you're not like, oh, I should share that
Yeah.
I'm down bad.
But like,
Yeah.
would you say that like the day that you actually filmed and actually posted, like on that day, were you your most confident self? Like, exactly.
Hell no.
Like some people, I think where they get messed up is they wait for the day that they're gonna feel
That's-
confident, that
And
they're
it's
gonna
never
feel
gonna
ready.
come if you never start.
It's
Yeah.
never going to come. Like,
She's watched me have some of the worst days of my life and then go jump on the camera and be like, get ready with me.
Yeah.
Like, and you just like, you got to
Have
start when it sucks. You got to do it when you're happy, when you're sad, when it's raining, when it's shining. Like you just find a way. There's a
And
way
find
to do
people
it.
to support you through those days that you don't want to do it.
That too.
Because it's hard to do alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so
Of course.
yeah.
The support system is everything too. I'm blessed to have people around me that like,
Self-motivated is
find-
massive, but other people are
yeah.
very
I feel like the
valuable.
self-motivation gets you
It
there.
dies.
But it does die, and then it becomes discipline, and then it's like the encouragement from the people around you that know
back
how
up.
to like
Pick it
you
up.
know, like pick your pieces back up and stuff. Like
Yeah.
that really keeps you going. It's like, but remember, like, this is why you're doing it. Or like, you know, there's some kid right now that's waiting for you to post a fit. Like,
exactly.
You know, and talk to him.
To then get ready.
Yeah, like, and it's true. Like, if
Yeah,
I don't
no,
post a
I
video,
bet
I
you
get
right
like
now
chop,
there's
chop,
someone
fashion
out
boy.
there waiting for you guys to post your next podcast.
100%.
Hope so.
And they might be just silent. Like, these are people
Just
that
waiting.
Yeah.
they come out of the woodworks like 3 years later, and they're like with this message, and you're
Yeah,
like,
like we've been there since the beginning.
wait.
Like,
And they'll
yeah,
tell
like,
me
yeah.
stuff that I forgot. I'm like,
About yourself.
I'm
yeah.
like, yo,
Wow.
you've been here since that day. Like, that is like,
Also, the fans you guys probably have that don't even follow you. There's
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that are just like that.
Watch.
they're
Yeah.
just
You know,
watching.
They just watch.
While you lurking,
Yeah.
hit that follow button, subscribe, comment. This is your time. Put the notifications on too, so you don't miss it.
That's funny.
That's awesome. Where are you headed next? What do you want to do? What do you see in the vision that you want to continue to build? You've gotten this far. Where are you going?
That's a big question, but I definitely see myself continuing to do more speaking engagements.
Cool.
Want to do some cool opportunities. Trying to figure out something with like a TED Talk,
There you
get some
go.
stuff like
Yeah.
that. But where I'm heading is just continuing to sharpen the way that I share my story and the way that I'm able to connect with people to motivate them to do what's right for them, what's true to them, and be their true authentic self as best as possible.
Yeah.
And like whatever it is, my whole mantra is everything is unrealistic until it's not. Like no matter what you
Sure.
are approaching, you could look at it as this is not going to happen and it won't, or you look at it as this is inevitable to happen and it will.
Yeah.
And I think it's just continuing to build the platform and also expand as an entrepreneur and continue to grow these budding businesses that I have going on. But honestly, I'm going where God takes me because there's a certain point where
it.
she knows on my vision board, my biggest goal was to have 100,000 followers. And then we like blew past that. And I realized at a point, like, I haven't been driving. So I'm going to keep letting him steer it.
Yep.
And he's taking me all over the world. He's got me
You're
doing.
just the passenger in the
I'm
car.
just the
You
passenger.
just
Right
do work
next to it.
and you have faith. I posted this video on my story last night where she says, you can't pray to catch the bus and then not run as fast as you can. Like you can't pray that you're going to catch the bus and then just slowly try to get there. And like, you know, and she mentioned like, if you don't, you know, run as fast as you can, that could have been your bus. But if you do run as fast as you can and you miss that bus, it just wasn't your bus.
Wasn't your boss.
It wasn't.
You
your
know, and I
bus.
feel like that's
fire.
That's fire.
I
massive.
like that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
like
I,
that.
I really like it was a good way to put into words of like how I've really grown to think that way. Like I don't rejection is protection.
Yeah.
You know, like if it was supposed to go that way, like even with
It'll
like
come back around
a
if it's
flight.
meant to be.
Yeah. I'm not gonna be the one to be like, oh my God, I can't believe I missed my flight. Like I was there on time. I did everything I was supposed to do, and then this, and that happened. That wasn't my flight to be on.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Me too.
You know, like
I'm gonna
not
let that one go. Y'all, I'll catch the next one.
Absolutely. If there's traffic, I'm gonna be okay because I'm like, you know, the way I look at it is 4 miles down, I could have hit a pole.
Yeah, something. Yeah,
knocked me or
100%.
whatever it is. Like
Totally agree.
The way things are going is the way that they're supposed
Yeah,
to.
that
And
happened
life
to me
is-
this morning too. I was like, we're getting to the coffee shop before we're driving up here, and my mom was meeting us. And I'm like, Mom, she's like 10 minutes late. I'm like, Ma, come on. Like, we're going to be late to get up here. She's like, I'm sorry. I just like thought in the back of my head, like maybe if you leave now, you're going to get into a car accident or something like that.
Yeah.
Just like calm down. It's okay. Yeah. Like,
Yeah, life
the
is
10 minutes was supposed to be
way
the 10 minutes.
easier.
It'll be
And then
good.
on top of
Yeah.
that, it worked out because we were a little 10 minutes late. So like, you know,
we were.
What about for you?
Yeah. What's next for you?
What is next for me? I think I'm just going to keep growing, you know, what I'm doing. I'm in a leadership position right now. I'm in the sales space as well as, you know, social media on the side.
Cool.
My personality just really mixes well with that. But
Sales is the best.
yeah, I mean, life is sales.
Sales.
You know
Life
what I
is
mean? So
sales.
if I have the skill, I might as well, you know, flourish in that department. And this leadership position that I've taken on has been humbling. And I love character development. Like I absolutely, you know, love it. I've been talking about maybe like, you know, taking my life to a different state, you know, just to force that character development. But I think I am really focusing on now that I've built what I've built in the sales industry. I've come this far where it didn't look promising at all in the beginning. Let me tell you right now.
Right.
There was a lot of doubt within myself and from a lot of the closest people in my life. Oh my, and like, you know, it comes from a concern of a good place in their heart, but like they don't always realize like, I already have that going on inside me. You have no idea
don't need to do it too.
what you're contributing to right now. But
Yeah.
I don't, you know, dislike anyone for doing that. I understand whatever it is. But, you know, I've come this far now and I have to now focus on remembering why I got into the sales space. And that was to make things more gracious for me because I have creativity, you know, is who I am. I am a creative person at heart. You know, I want to do the talking, the podcast, the social media, fashion, travel, all of these things. Ever since I was a little girl, I was in band when I was in 6th grade. We either could choose, you know, study class. Who was going to choose that? You know, there was singing or what are the chorus?
Chorus.
And then there was band, and I was like, let me pick up an instrument. You know? But instead of using my stand for my music I would duct tape, because remember the duct tape was a big thing back then with the pens and stuff.
Yes.
I would duct tape my iPad to my music stand, and like I would record myself around the house, like doing like little vlogs. Like I always wanted to put myself out there. I just don't think I really knew what that meant. Yeah, I didn't even understand what that came with or why I was doing it. Because I was in 6th grade. But like as time moved on, I started to realize the things that I'm meant to do on this planet and why I'm here and my purpose and how can I portray that onto the screen. But then I realized, you know, living on my own, like I need a foundation that can keep me afloat enough to where I can do this without drowning.
Yeah. You can still do what you want.
100%.
Yeah. So now that I've built what I've built in the industry that I'm in, and we're only getting started, you know, I really want to focus on the balance of bringing that creativity back, refocusing on the podcast, refocusing on social media, finding time to put myself in different environments and just like really stay connected to who I am at heart. You know, like making money is not who I am.
Yeah.
You know, sales is not who I am. Like, and I'm a very big believer in God, and you can't worship both. You know, so you can't do money and God at the same time. So I think this next chapter for me is just really dedicated to learning and adjusting and balancing all of the above. And seeing just finding a way to make that work for me. It doesn't have to be this big next extravagant chapter. I think it's more of an organization.
Season.
And staying grounded, you know, staying connected to my why and who I really am, not getting lost in the sauce.
Can't get lost.
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you guys for coming
so
on.
much.
Thank
You guys
you
are
so much for
awesome.
having
Thank
us
you.
here. I appreciate you.
In my opinion, the best podcast we've had thus far. So thank you so much. I
Wow.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you so much.
Well, thank you.
You guys are awesome.
Ciao.
Ciao for now.